Imagine that you have a friend who's decided to run a race, maybe a marathon. And they're training, they're practicing, they're doing everything that they think they have to do. They've been at it for a while, and they come to you one day and they say, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't get past mile 8. I know that's a long ways from a marathon, I know. I can't get past mile 8. You're a runner, what can you tell me? This is my problem. Depending on your bias, the way that you look at problems, the way that you might evaluate things, or your own experience, I submit that you will have one of many working theories or categories to focus on. I'm going to call one biological. You might say you need to focus on better sleep, nutrition, stretching, weight, genetics. Maybe look at you. You're just genetically, it's just not going to happen. Psychological. You might focus on ways to improve motivation, self-reflection. You really got to build yourself up. Maybe you have a spiritual perspective and you say, have you tried a little prayer before you run? Social. It's all about peer motivation, training together, a bigger cheering section, link up in a social media group, make somebody make you accountable. Educational. Focus on the education or the person's knowledge about running, physiology, the course. Maybe there's some books that you would hand them. Or maybe you have an environmental perspective and you say, well, you have to run at night or in the morning or in different clothes or shoes. I don't know. My question is, which is right? Why is this person having a hard time running? Don't know. All of those? None of those? Likely it's some combination of all of it. What if we make this question more complicated and we say, why are kids struggling with anxiety and depression? You might have a biological explanation, psychological, environmental, there were a number of those, spiritual, social. I think we do this because we want to have an explanation, but let me authoritatively, if I can be so bold, say that we don't know what causes these things. The best research we can come up with are that these things are variably determined or multifactorial. There's a lot that goes into why somebody struggles. In fact, neurobiologists these days will say that if you're ever finding yourself asking, is this a biological or a psychological problem, the question is bioillogical. Because there's so much that we know about. This is where, in fact, when I used to give this presentation, this is where I got really nerdy and excited about what we know about all of the interconnectedness of these different categories. And we talk about interpersonal neurobiology with mirror neurons, and we talk about epigenetics and social learning and attachment theory and the way that adverse childhood experiences affect your biology over time. What we know in modern science is that you cannot separate these things. It's not so simple. And so when you look at these really complex problems, there's a lot that goes into why somebody is probably struggling with anxiety, with depression, with addiction, you name it.